Hey guys, welcome again to the channel. So today I'm going to be highlighting some of the defensive mistakes you make that make you concede a lot of goals. As you know, making defensive errors results in giving your opponent the opportunity to continuously do you damage. And minimizing those errors is what differentiates a newbie from a pro player. The funny thing about most of these errors is that you're not even conscious you are doing them. So I'm going to be going through some of the most common defensive errors and giving an insight on how to rectify them so that your overall defensive play will be more solid. So this is actually going to be a two-part video, so if you haven't subscribed to the FIFA site, please smash the subscribe button down below so you won't miss out on the second part. And quickly before we get into the video, if you're looking to buy cheap FIFA 22 coin, please check out whatsgaming.net. It's a secure site where you can purchase FIFA coin at a good rate, and if you use my code FIFA site, you get 10% discount on your purchase. The link's in the description. So let's dive into the actual content of this content. So the first defensive mistake we're going to be talking about is not holding L2 after winning the ball. I see this often with gamers in foot, most likely happen in their own box. They'll put so much work to win the ball back, and then they won't shoot the ball with the defender and they will lose it right that instant in a dangerous position, and it most likely lead to a goal. Protecting the ball is very easy, but most gamers like to use it while they are attacking to ward off opponent's player, but it has a defensive application too. Immediately you win the ball in the 18, you should be holding the L2 button to help your defender protect that ball from being stolen easily. After the ball has been protected, then you can weigh the option of giving the ball to your goalkeeper, passing to another player, or simply clearing it. But firstly, you just have to protect that ball. So finally, how to resolve being robbed in your own box. Once you notice your player made contact with the ball, you immediately hold the L2 button to activate the protect feature and position your defender's body between your opponent's player and the ball. Most likely you see yourself facing your own goalpost, but there's no need to panic because you're in complete control of the ball. And if he's using two players to pressure that your defender, you can easily just pass to your goalkeeper and clear the ball, or if there's a less risky pass, pick that pass out. But you need to master your first instinct to be shielding that ball, because if you don't do this, you keep losing the ball unnecessarily and concede easy goals. So the second defensive mistake is pressing the tackle button unnecessarily. This is very common with most gamers that panic once any opposition attacker is in their box and you see them executing poorly timed stand tackles. Don't get me wrong, stand tackles are really good, but when you don't time them properly, you leave yourself open and then your opponent can easily go around you. How does this happen? The moment you press the stand tackle, there's a momentary stop in your defender's movement because he has to do the animation that will stretch out his leg to try and win back the ball. But defending in your box where every millisecond counts because you have to anticipate every movement your opponent attacker is making, that kind of short stop in movement in any of your defender can create an opening that your opponent will capitalize on. So I'm not saying don't use the stand tackle. I'm saying if you're going to use the stand tackle, make sure you're close enough to win the ball and you're in a good position to actually reach the ball, because if it's poorly timed, you can easily beat that defender, or worst case scenario, you consider penalty from fouling their player. So when backed up in your own box, just keep jockeying and switching between your players in the best position to win back the ball. In most cases, you'd even win back the ball just by predicting his movement and jockeying close enough to that player. Your defender will automatically take the ball back without you having to use a stand tackle. So number 3 is not pressing high up the field. I know different players have different ideas of how they approach a match. Some like letting their opponents have possession of the ball and kick it around as much as they like, but that should only be permitted in your opponent's defensive half. The moment they cross into your defensive half, the pressure should be on. Start doing a team press immediately, start trying to man mark and cut passing lanes. Overall, trying to win ball back. In a perfect defense, your CB only gets to do a little work. The chunk of the defending is done by the CDMs and the fullback and any other holding midfielder you assign. So if you start pressing high up in the pitch, your opponent would not be able to back you up in your own box too many times, and that will limit the chances he can create and score. Once your opponent is in the defensive half and is trying to move the ball around, immediately you can activate the team press and try and intercept the passes between his player with your fullback and your CDMs in order to prevent him from creating any goal threatening chance. If you don't know how to do the team press, you can check out my video on how to defend the FIFA 22. I explain this a lot better there. And the fourth defensive mistake is not tracking the runs of your opponent player. Like in all my defensive video, I try to emphasize on the importance of always tracking the runs of your opponent's players. Till you master tracking the runs of your opponent's players and watching and looking for a loophole in your defense that your opponents can exploit, you always get caught by good players. I know this is not an easy trick to learn, but you have to train an ego eye that makes you see most of what is happening on the pitch. So to track the run of a player, you simply have to identify the player your opponent is going to pass to and jockey your own defender to either block the pass or get to the ball before him. So you have to be really good at trying to anticipate what your opponent is going to do. The ability to identify and respond to threats you see will make your defense a lot harder to break through. If you're able to perfect predicting your opponent's choices, sometimes it will seem like you're in the head of your opponent because of how quickly you can respond. So try and work on developing an eagle eye where you can spot threats and loops in your defense. You see that once you're able to identify where the major threat is coming from, you'll be able to stop your opponent more easily in their tracks. If you still have problems trying to understand how to track the run of your opponent's player, I explain a bit more about it with defensive scenario in my defending tutorial, so make sure you check it out in the description. So guys, that's all for today. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. The second part of this video will be released on the channel soon, so make sure you smash the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss out other awesome FIFA 22 tutorial like this. So thank you for watching. Cheers guys.